There is only 1 week left of this month, and so far I have finished one book on my TBR. So in this video, we're going to be trying to read my entire monthly TBR in 1 week. I've had such a busy month this month. I've been in a show, rehearsing for that show leading up to it, and also my school production that I've been assisting directing, that's been going on as well. So I've had very little time to read. All of my evenings for the past 3 weeks I've not been at home. I've not had time to read. We need to catch up. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. I've got over 50 subscribers on here now, which I know is such a small milestone for most people, but the fact that I've had my channel for about a month and the fact that 50 people care about what I have to say is brilliant. So if you do enjoy my content, please do consider subscribing and like this video so that I can keep the motivation and keep creating content for you. I am going to be doing Bookmas this year, so that's going to be starting, well, by the time you're watching this video, that will be starting tomorrow. My first video for Bookmas will be posted tomorrow, so look out for that one. So let's recap my TBR for this month. Like I say, one book I have finished this month, and that was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I adored this. I did tab some of my favourite parts, my favourite quotes. I just thought this was such a beautiful book. I would highly recommend if you haven't already read this. I don't know why it took me so long to read, to be perfectly honest. I wish I'd have read it sooner because it was gorgeous. Yeah, stunning. Highly recommend. And then I'm currently almost finished with Divine Rivals, which was on my monthly TBR. It is also my book club pick for this month, and I have only got about 70 pages left of this one, so I'm going to finish up with this morning, film my reactions, because everything's sort of in a happy place at the moment, and I just have a feeling that it's all going to go horribly wrong and that it's going to be quite emotional. So yeah, I've saved the end of this book. I could have read it last night, but I've saved it for this morning so that I can film that. And then I have also started Ghosted by Jen Ashworth. I started this in the theatre and I feared that I was going to hit a reading slump with this, so I haven't really picked it up since. I'm not really vibing with it. Like, I've sort of stopped reading just randomly in the middle of a chapter, which I never do. I always get to the end of a chapter. So yeah, I'm not sure on this one. I might end up DNFing it just so that I can actually read books that I genuinely want to read and I'm enjoying, and this just isn't doing it for me. I did have a look at some reviews on Goodreads to see if it was just me or if everyone felt the same. I'm not connecting with the main character, which is just making me not really care about what's happening. But everyone, or all of the reviews that I've seen, are raving about it. So I think it's just a me problem, to be honest. But yeah, I am gonna sort of try and at least finish this chapter and then make my decision. But yeah, 50 pages in, I'm not really feeling it, so we'll see. I've got 3 more books that I need to read before the end of this month. I fear it may not happen, but we'll see. We're going to try. So I've got Sky Beyond the Storm, which is the 4th book in the Ember Quartet. I really do want to try and get to this one. I've got The Girl in the Tower by Catherine Arden. This is the 2nd book in the Winter Night trilogy. The Bear and the Nightingale is the 1st one. This is the one I think I'll leave for last because I can't really remember what happened in book 1, so I'm going to need to refresh my memory on that. So this is one that I'll read if I have time. And then one that I absolutely desperately have to get to, no questions about it, is Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wong. This is the one that I'm going to pick up after Divine Rivals, so you'll definitely be seeing this one in this vlog, and then we'll see how we go. But yeah, that's the plan. So I'm going to get a coffee I'm gonna get comfortable and I'm gonna finish Divine Rivals. So obviously quite a bit of time has passed. It's now the evening. I've spent the majority of this afternoon decorating the flat for Christmas, which is exciting. So you'll have to forgive my hair. I just shoved it up so that it was out of the way and didn't get covered in fake snow and glitter. Dinner is in the oven and we're gonna finish Divine Rivals. I've got about 40 pages left. So I'm hoping to get this finished before dinner. And then after dinner, I want to run a bath and hopefully start Blood Over Brighthaven. But yeah, let's get reading. I don't believe it. There's something not right. Inkling as to what has happened. Oh no. Oh. That ending. I feel like I'm just gonna go and stare at a wall now. Done. So it's actually been a couple of days since I last filmed for this vlog. I've not been very well. I've had a horrible cough. I felt rubbish. You can probably hear it in my voice. My voice is really weak. So yeah, I've not filmed and I've also not read much. I've been off work and I just haven't had the energy even to read. Or well, not that I've not had the energy, I've literally not had the attention span. I've spent a lot of time doom scrolling, to be honest, which isn't great. I've read a little bit. I've been reading Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wong, and I'm currently about 70 pages in, I think, so not too far, but I have really enjoyed that first 70 pages. It's definitely gripped me, and like so far, absolutely worth the hype. So glad I picked it up. So I'm going to try and read a bit more of that today. I also want to try and film another video for Bookmas, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time doing that. I have put on some makeup today just to make me feel a little bit more human, a little bit less sickly. So yeah, we're going to read a bit, film some videos. So anyway, let's read for a little bit and then I'm going to film, maybe do some editing and read a bit more this evening. So cozy right now. I thought before I really jump into reading more of Blood Over Bright Haven, I'd tell you a little bit about it. I always forget to do that in these vlogs, and I'm sure you want to know if you haven't read it already. So this is following a young woman called Siona, and she has applied basically to be one of the high mages, and she is one of the best at mapping spells. And the world that this is set in, basically in the border, like surrounding the main city, there has been a deadly blight that has overtaken and is basically unaliving everyone from those lands. And essentially they want people to make that barrier stronger so that the blight can't get in, but also it's kind of a commentary on society and segregation of different cultures and things, and there's very much a strong commentary on that within the first bit of the book that I've read. So it's very much kind of a fantasy look at our world and all of the borders and walls that people put up. And there is also a very strong feminist outlook in it as well, because the main character is a woman. She is sort of looked down upon. She is deemed to be less skilled, less able, and there has never been a female high mage in history, and only once every 10 years is one female ever accepted to apply and go through the testing for it, and no one's ever kind of been accepted. And it's not a spoiler because it happens in the very first couple of chapters, but our main character gets through that exam and ends up being accepted as a high mage. As the only woman, she faces loads of hardships and discrimination from her male counterparts, and that's kind of where I'm up to with it. I know there's sort of a mystery element, and she uncovers a lot of secrets and why what is happening. So yeah, I'm excited to find out more about that. But the writing's so good. Like, the first chapter had me on the edge of my seat. It was fantastic, and it's just so brilliantly written. So I'm about to go and get ready for bed, but I've just got to a point in the book that I just had to share because it has made me so angry. But in a good way, like the book is supposed to be doing this. I'm angry for the character. So I just wanted to like read you the bit that I've just got to. It's not a spoiler. Essentially, at this point, they're like wrapping up the day, and one of the other archmages that's been there for a while goes to the room across from our female main character's room, basically to invite the other new high mage male out for a drink. It says like, oh, it's tradition for new mages to go out after their first day. Renthorn looked pointedly at Siona as they passed her laboratory, and the message was clear. She was not a new mage, not the way Modra was. She was an intruder in this world, and Renthorn wasn't going to let her forget it. What a dick. All the hurt she had managed to bury in work came flooding back. All these years Siona had strived to reach her true place, a community of intellectuals as deep into magic as she was, if such a thing existed. Well, it did exist, it was just very clear that it was not for her. That's so sad. Like, oh, just right now, in this moment, I hate men. Anyway, I'm gonna get ready for bed and take off my makeup, get into pyjamas, and read some more in bed. I apologise for the lighting, but I just had to share this quote because it's so good. All women's work entails caring for people, and I'm terrible with people. Magic is the one area where I can shut myself in a room with my books and my thoughts and come out more powerful than I went in. It doesn't matter how big or strong or pretty or charismatic you are in magic. It doesn't matter how much people like you. With my fingers on the keys of a spellograph, if I can just think hard enough, I'm the most powerful person in the world. That's something a woman just isn't going to get anywhere else. This book is just so good. So good. guys, we're at the end of the month. Like today, as I'm filming this, is the last day of November. Have I finished my TBR? No. I tried so hard. To be fair, I wasn't far off, and I think considering how busy I have been this month, like there are days when I have either not read or read very, very little. I'm actually really happy with what I've read and how much I've read despite all of that. So I thought we'd just go through everything that I've managed to read this month in full and where I'm up to with my current read. So first up, first book I read this month was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I've spoken very briefly about this, but I adored this book. I thought this was so, so beautiful. I am so happy that I finally picked it up. It has literally been sat on my shelf on my TBR since it was originally published. And yeah, this is stunning. This is one that I will be recommending to a lot of people. If anyone doesn't know, it basically follows our main character Addie, who in the beginning of the book is essentially told that she has to marry. She doesn't want to, so she makes a deal with one of the old gods in this world, who essentially says that she can have her freedom, she can have what she wants, but as a trade for that, she essentially will live forever but won't be remembered. No one will remember who she is. As soon as they leave a room, as soon as they go to sleep at night, they will forget everything about her. I don't want to give any spoilers, but it is both heartwarming and heartbreaking, and V.E. Schwab's writing is, as always, an absolute delight to read. So yeah, I rated this one a 4.75 stars. It is an absolutely exceptional book. Yes, so a great start to the month of November, if I do say so. Then it went slightly downhill. So the next book that I picked up was Ghosted by Jen Ashworth, which is a literary fiction. I don't have much to say about this book, and I can't really judge it because I have stopped at 60 pages. I will probably be DNFing this one. I don't think I'm going to be inclined to pick it up. It's just not hitting for me. I'm not connecting with it. I'm not connecting with the writing style or the characters, and so I'm just not inclined to pick it up and read it. And if I do, it feels like I'm literally forcing my eyeballs across the page. So yeah, my bookmark's still in it, but I'm probably going to be DNFing this one, unfortunately. But I have read the reviews on Goodreads, and it seems like it's very much a me opinion. Everyone else who's read it and reviewed it seems to think very highly of it, so just not one for me, and that's okay. So in order to kind of move on from that, I picked up on my Kindle Hot for Slayer by Ali Hazelwood, which is a very, very short 94-page ebook in part of a wider sort of spooky season romance series. I've not read any of the others, but I read that one because I read Bride last month and loved Ali Hazelwood's writing, and I just thought I need something quick, short, to have something ticked off as I wasn't vibing with Ghosted. So I read that one. It was a really fun read. I think I rated it 3.5 stars. Obviously there's only so much that you can do in 94 pages, but it was typical Ali Hazelwood, brilliant fun writing with the romance. Vampire meets vampire hunter, and yeah, it was just a great time. So if you're looking for a very, very quick read that you can knock out in an hour or so, would recommend. The next book then that I picked up was our book club pick for November, and that was Divine rivals. Now, you will have seen in this vlog me finishing this. The ending of this broke me. I don't know how I'm going to move into book 2 because I think it's going to emotionally devastate me. This book was so good. It's just such an easy, enjoyable read, but the themes in it are quite hard-hitting, but they're just done in such a beautiful and digestible way. So it feels very much like it's based on World War II, but in kind of a more dystopian, magical realism way. So it's not explicitly World War II. I think it's more modern than that. But basically follows two characters who are communicating with one another via magical typewriters that were passed on from their grandmothers. They don't necessarily know who they are talking to in the beginning of this book, but they end up being brought together as war correspondents, and the story goes on from there. And it is just such a beautifully told story. I absolutely loved it. Again, this is another 4.75 stars. This was really, really good. It's almost a 5-star read. Absolutely stunning, gorgeous, highly recommend. Beautiful. And then we read Blood Over Brighthaven. When I tell you that this book has emotionally destroyed me, I don't think I can move on from this. I don't think I will ever stop thinking about the events in this book. This book made me angry. It made me hurt for the characters. I bawled my eyes out for the last 80 or so pages. I could not stop crying. I was literally sobbing so much that I had to several times put this book down just to compose myself enough to be able to physically read the words on the page. Like, I almost cried in the first chapter of this book, which I don't think I've ever done before. This was incredible. If you want a book that is gonna rip your heart out, stamp on it a few times and throw it back in your face, then this is that book. And I mean that in the best way. One of the top reads of this year. This is a 6-star god tier book to me. Completely unforgettable. Just wow. Yeah, read it. If you haven't, read it. So then on to my current read. I started this book yesterday, so I've not yet finished it. I am in the midst, I think I'm almost halfway actually, of The Girl in the Tower by Catherine Arden. This is the second book in the Winter Night trilogy, so The Bear and the Nightingale is the first one. It's set in Russia and follows a young girl called Vasia, who essentially is to be married off, but she doesn't want that. She runs away into the woods and she is basically accused of being a witch. A very wintry setting, so great for this time of year. The Bear and the Nightingale was a great read. I read it so long ago though that I can't fully remember what happened, but I have to say that this book has done such a good job of recapping, but not in a shove all of the events of the last book down your throat kind of way, just like feeding little bits as we get into the story of this. So I found it quite easy to pick up from what happened in book 1, even though otherwise I couldn't really remember. I'm enjoying it so far. It's nice because it's completely different from Blood Over Brighthaven. Yes, they're both fantasy, but both very different. This is quite whimsical and fairy tale-esque, whereas Blood Over Brighthaven is very sort of heavy, dystopian, very gritty. So yeah, it's a nice kind of palette cleanser after Blood Over Brighthaven. Will I finish it today? Probably not. After filming this, I'm gonna do some editing because I need to get my first video of Bookmas ready to go. I need to get this vlog ready to go, and then I will read some more later on, but I don't think I'm going to finish this today. This might hang over into tomorrow, into December. But overall, I think I've done quite well this month. I'm very happy. We've read some brilliant books. I think I'm going to end this vlog here. I don't think I'm going to have time later on to update on where I get to with this, but I will try and include it maybe in an upcoming video so that you get to see my rating on this. And I'll include the rating here if I do manage to finish it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please do like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I have so much bookish content coming for you this month, especially because we are doing Bookmas. So one video every other day leading right up to Christmas Day. And it's going to be a great time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!